G'day, John Naylor here. It's been 30 something hours I've been on the surf prone foil, and we're just talking about some of the things I've learned along the way. So a couple of beginner tips that might be of value too. Let's talk leg ropes briefly and just cover off this sort of thing. Now, I've been told that I should probably be a little bit shorter here. This is a 5 foot board, and obviously we look at this, it's a 6 foot leash. Now this is just a standard surfboard leash. I have actually questioned whether a springy one would be better, because these things tend to want to go on like a surfboard, like a foil will. They'll want to go on once you've actually fallen off it. So I've asked about, like, should you use like one of the coiled ones so that you got the springiness and a bit more give and not going to rip at your feet so much, or your leg. But one thing has become abundantly clear with that, and I now agree wholeheartedly, is you don't want this thing taken off, particularly if you're surfing or trying to foil amongst nearby anyone else within, a 20 metre radius, or 50 metre radius, and particularly downwave. So anyway, we've gone with, this is one I just had on board. Apparently I should want more like something sort of 5.5 foot leash, but I've actually stuck with the hard leash, not the springy one, because that's just going to make this thing more of a weapon and more able to go off and get someone in the head, and we don't want to do that to it, because then we get that reputation. Anyway, let's talk about a couple other things about this. Now, I don't know about this choice of colour, do you? Now the big deal is here, and particularly at Konrad, Queensland, Australia, beautiful spot for foil, but the watercolour is beautiful, yeah? So a blue leash is actually incredibly hard to spot in the water. And what's really one of those things that's obviously a pain in the bum about foiling is there's so much superstructure, so much under the water. So what you've got to watch out for here, and I've actually come to generate a couple of habits. Now, if I get another leash, I'm going to go get a fluoro one, a fluoro yellow, fluoro orange, something fluoro, something red. It'll look better, and also it'll be easy to see in the water. Now, with this sort of length of leash as well, one thing as I find myself doing, and this is only something I've started to do today, because you end up with, and it's typically going to be a leash wrap around the back fin, yeah? That's typically going to be a problem. You come off the wave and you swim up to your board, and actually, let's actually give you a bit of a demo. So, sorry about what I'm doing to your board there, James, but anyway, that's show business for you. Anyway, so we've got a bit of a wrap foil there. What I find myself doing is, as I'm coming back to the board to come on, and there's an important way to approach that, and we'll maybe put that in a different video, is that I'm actually just wrapping my thumb around it. And so if it's not a wrap position, if I'm swimming up and I put myself a thumb around it, it's just the thing. So as I swim up and remount the board, I make sure that I've actually got the cord free of the structure of the glider and the mast, that sort of thing. Because nothing's more a pain in the bum. It's going to slow down your day than obviously that difficult or uncomfortable position of having to climb off your board and actually unwrap the leash. So that's one little thing I've done. I just find myself using my thumb to actually use and make sure I bring the leash back on board with me. So that's pretty much it in terms of leashes. So I think this is supposed to be shorter. I use my thumb, go for a fluoro colour. That's it in sum, yeah? So anyway, let's kick on to the next video, as I've got something else to talk about in terms of getting back on, or as a bit of operational safety around these things.